Life is a time pass, क्या फर्क पड़ता है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, पता नहीं, जो हरिया सो हरिया, nothing to do, nowhere to go, देखो सुनो मत बोलो, be 100% कर्नाटक, किसी को आओ मत कहो, किसी को जाओ मत कहो, ना कुछ पाना ना कुछ खोना, who asked you live at zero complaint level, मौज में रहो, be happy.
Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Na sato vidyate bhavaha, na bhavo vidyate sataha. The principle is that which is not born, that which is not also is not born. How beautiful it is. How simple, isn't it? We never think in that line. So, if the truth, Brahman, reality is Ajam, unborn, and if the world is not, or the Jiva is not, it is also unborn, then where from the Jiva has come? Where from this world has come? Therefore, in the 28th verse, the teacher says, Asato mayaya janma tattvataha naiva yujyate. Asata, that which does not exist. The birth of a non-existing thing can neither be born essentially or nor by the Maya. For example, Vandhya putrona tattvena mayaya vapi jayate. Vandhya putra, the child of a barren woman. The very contradiction. See? Therefore, this world, what we talk about all the time, is what? Now, this is the topic now we take. Yatha swapne dvaya bhasam spandate mayaya manaha tatha jagradvaya bhasam spandate mayaya manaha. Yatha, just as swapne, in the dream, manaha, mind, mayaya dvaya bhasam spandate. In the dream, the mind projects two things. So this is a very important aspect about the mind to be known. Mind has got two aspects. One is perception and second is projection. This is the difference between the mirror and our mind. Mirror is that where there is a perception, but there is no projection. So, perception, you see something, oh, it is so beautiful, so nice, it is essential. Without this, the life is incomplete. Because this is the source of happiness. And I have been searching why I am miserable. Now I got the point. Because I don't have this object, I am miserable. So I must have it. Where from it has come? The object doesn't say. The world doesn't tell. Therefore, these two aspects. Perception followed by projection. And then the samsara is created. Therefore, Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi says, Pranabandhanat liyate manaha ekachintanat nasha metyadaha. Ekachintanat nasham eti. When you think of one, the mind dies. What is the meaning of death of the mind? Death of the mind is the second aspect of the mind. The projection aspect of the mind is no more functional when ekachintanat. See? You must have seen, suppose you go to some very busy place, mall or somewhere, and you have to park your car. If there are many open parking spaces available, you go and suddenly, you should know, it will be better than. And if there is one, got it straight away. Mind makes us miserable because we give too many choices. So, this mind is Mayaya, by this stupidity, creates these two things. Perception of the world and the projection. And the projection is, the world is good, world is bad. I want, I don't want. This is what happens in the dream. Exactly the same thing happens in the waking. Tatha jagradvaya bhasam spandate mayaya manaha. So the mind alone is doing this thing. Now the difference is, in the waking experience, Jagrat Sthane, the objects are outside and sense organs are involved in perception. But in dream, sense organs are not functional, but then what is seen, the impressions which are already there on the mind, they are played with. See? I don't know if I told you, once I had this experience, very beautiful, clear. Somewhere in some British house, I was there. We were driving long way. Then that lady told to stay here for the night and then go tomorrow morning. So we agreed. And very nice bed and everything. The small stool, then books, water, and backside the lamp. So I read for a few minutes and then put the book down. Then I wanted to switch off. So I couldn't see where is that. I had to get up and see. When I saw that light as if has entered inside me, bright light. Switch off and then close my eyes. I could see that light. Then opened my eyes. Then the street lights. Again close, again that light. That experience is realization. Meaning, waking also I eliminate, dream also I eliminate. But if I become a waker and a dreamer, then I am a samsari. But if I recognize that waking is eliminated by me through the sense organs, and I become a waker. How I become a waker? When I give a status of reality to these experiences and react, then I become a waker. Similarly, the same I is now eliminating the impressions on the mind. And if those impressions are reacted by me, good or bad, then a dreamer is born. And therefore, spiritual practice is discover this common denominator, which is supporting both the waking experiences as well as the dream experiences without becoming a waker and a dreamer. How it can be possible? Karnataka. When a man is acting as a girl on the stage, he has taken that particular role and then he has put himself such beautiful makeup that he looks 100% like a girl and he talks like that, walks like that, everything the same way. that time also he does not forget that he is a man. Why? He is doing natak, karnatak, drama. Exactly the same way while living in this world, karnatak. Don't become unnecessarily involved with anything or anybody in this world. Whole life will change. So, both places, whether waking or dream, it is only the mind which is making fool of us. Advayam chadvayabhasam manasvapnena samshayaha advayam chadvayabhasam tatha jagranna samshayaha. So there is no doubt about it. This mind only creates the duality of knower known on the Advaya, the absolute reality. You understand this. One is the reality, and second is the imaginary existence. So our common example, man is the reality, husband is superimposed on the man. Same way. Who does this thing? Not Paramatma, not the body, but the mind. So in the dream, manaha, dvayabhasam, this duality, knower known, is created. What is the substratum? So here is another important principle. Illusion cannot exist without substratum. How simple it is. I was going there and there was nothing, but everybody says when you walk in the darkness, you step on something and then there is a snake. So I also got it. Then I went to see. Then there was no rope. How did I see the snake? Without the substratum, there cannot be superimposed. So what is the substratum? Advaya, non-dual. On the absolute reality, the mind projects the knower-known differences. As in the waking, so in the dream. Therefore, what is to be understood? Only one simple principle. Mano drishyamidam dvaitam yatkinchit sacharacharam manaso hi yamani bhave dvaitam naivopalabhyate. So, sacharacharam, this whole world, sentient or insentient, inert, mano matram idam dvaitam, all whatever is seen through the mind create the dvaita, the knower known. See, these are so basic things we have to understand. Any object is known. How the knowledge is born? Now there is a Bluetooth and there is a this phone stand, this mic stand, both of them. They don't know each other. Then who knows the mic or who knows the mouse? I know the mouse. So, this is a mouse or a mic. This knowledge requires a knower. Then only the knowledge is born. Then how the knowledge takes place? This is a mouse. I know this is a mouse and I am not the mouse. In deep sleep, the mind is sleeping. Not only deep sleep, waking also. The mind is sleeping. See? And therefore, there is no knower. And therefore, in deep sleep, what is our experience? Aham kimapi na janami. I know nothing. Because mind is not there. Therefore, mano drishyamidam dvaitam yatkincha sajarajaram manasohi amani bhave. When the mind dissolves, when the mind disappears, amani bhava. In the Yoga Shastra, Kundalini Marga, they use these few words. They are very good words. One is mana. Second is samana sthiti. Then third is unmana sthiti. And the last is amani sthiti. Samana means with the mind. We are functioning with the mind in this world. Then second is unmana. Unmana means we rise above the experiences which are gathered through the mind. Unmana. Un means above. We are above the mind. So experiences are happening, but experiencer is not born. That is the unmani avastha. And ultimately, amani avastha. There is no operation of mind at all. And this is what happens in our deep sleep. Manoso hi amani bhave dvaitam naivopalabhyate. Therefore, where is this world? World is only the trick played by the mind. This is so clear. Whatever we see, we don't see that. We see only the images. See? Yesterday also I told you, when our eyes are closed, we don't see anything. When eyes are open, what we see, think about it. We don't see the objects. We see the images of those objects on our mind. If the images are not formed, object is not known. Now further, image may be formed, but if we are not aware of that image, like it happens sometimes, isn't it? We are searching for something. It is in front, but we don't see where it is. Because although image is formed, it is only in the inert aspect. But that inert image is enlivened by the Chidabhasa, the reflected consciousness, and then only I is born. Be very clear about it now. So when the world is seen, dekho suno, and then if we do not react, then the Chidabhasa, which illuminated that image and became the knower is not born. Things are seen, but seer is not born. This is what we are telling you. Seeing without the seer. Experience without the experiencer. Meaning that experience where Triputi does not work. What is the Triputi? Knower, known, knowledge. So when the mind is dissolved, meaning Triputi gone. But still the knowledge remains. Therefore, manaso hi amani bhave dvaitam naivopalabhyate. Therefore, friends, we have to very consciously operate with our mind. If we get too much disturbed, too much expectation, too much reaction, old habits, nobody can help us. In short, all the spiritual practice is only work on your mind. All other things are okay. Whether you go to temple or not doesn't matter. Whether you do dan dharma or not doesn't matter. Whether you are giving donation or not doesn't matter. Whether you do yoga or not doesn't matter. Whether you are healthy or unhealthy doesn't matter. What matters is, do you take care of your mind? What is the spiritual practice? Mind your mind. Nobody can help us. So simple. Then if nobody can know, then what should we do? Satsangatve nissangatvam, nissangatve nirmohatvam, nirmohatve nischalatatvam, nischalatatve jivan mukti. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam. Therefore, whatever you may do or not, do not miss 2 satsang per day. On Ekadashi, I don't take food. That day, really, then 3 times satsang. Oh God, I'll take food. See, all the problems are because of wrong thinking. Therefore, Atma Satyanubodhena न संकल्पयते यदा अमनस्ताम तदायाति ग्राह्या भावे तदग्रहम. So आत्म सत्यानुबोधेन, ब्रह्म सत्यम जगन मिथ्या. So this bodha, this experience, when we clearly, distinctly recognize what experience without experiencer. How to do that? You find out. It can't be told. Experience without experiencer. Atma Satya Anubodhena. This is the reality. See? When there was a misery, that time misery, we became miserable. Now it has gone. Where that miserable fellow has gone? So misery comes and goes. We have never come nor gone. Childhood has come and gone. We are the same. Teenage, the same story. And yet we are unable to recognize this eternally available being that we are. Therefore, knowing is being. They are not separate. If you just be, you have known the truth. If you have known the truth, you will be. You will not become. The moment we become, samsara begins. Don't become. Just be. And how to be? And how the be become? When we react. Dekho suno, bak bak karte raho. Therefore, Atma Satya Anubodhena yada manaha na sankalpayate. Now the mind will not start projecting unnecessarily. And for that we gave you 2 techniques. One technique is, don't talk to yourself. No, I don't talk to myself, I won't talk to others. No, that also stop. And if you go still deeper, you will come to know, not talking to ourselves means mind is not allowed to manifest. Manifestation of the mind is through speech. And speech is what? Commenting on whatever is seen, whatever is heard. Because the world is name and form. Therefore, Atma Satya Anubodhena yada manaha na sankalpayate. When the mind does not go on projecting, this is good, this is required, I don't have it, this is the source of happiness, if I don't get it, what is the fun in living, I must get it, and finally, we have built up something and we fall prey to our own creation. Nobody can help us in this. We have to remain alert, then only we know what is happening in our mind. See? Atma Sat. And for this, the simple technique given by our scriptures is, wherever you are, in whatever place you are, whatever is the tradition of that place, follow that tradition. Don't become a black sheep in a white flock. Don't. Then whatever is the family you are living, in that family, whatever are the traditions, follow that. By that, you will protect yourself from yourself. But everywhere, no, I don't know. See, these days, these divorces are happening more than marriages. Do you know that? This is the reason. Because they go to the other countries, get little bit of education here and there. I versus you. But when I am cooking, he should wash the dishes. See, I was in probably New Zealand many years before. One old couple. We were having lunch. And as per the prarabdha, in every place when we go, we get up, wash our dishes and keep. So when I got up and was lifting my plate, my host, Swamiji, don't do that. You will create problem for me. Don't do it. Keep it down. I said, okay. You will wash it. No way. I cannot wash. Why? My wife is very strict. You are not going to wash dishes. That is against our culture and tradition. No, I tell her 100 times, look here, you are old. You get too much of stubborn, tired. Don't teach me that. I know what I have to do. Tell me, will such a couple have discord on any count? But I have cooked, you clean that. Friends, when you respect and revere somebody, you will never misunderstand. See? Another example, how that mind can be dissolved by proper understanding. One couple and married, 6-7 years, no kids, constantly fighting, and thereafter became friends, and then a child was born. Then, Swamiji, we are constantly fighting. Can you tell us some technique we don't fight? Both of them fighting openly. What is to be done? I said, I'll tell you, but will you do it? Yes, yes, we'll do. We are fed up of fighting between us. I said, look here. In your tradition, husband is never addressed by name. Like in North India, they call AG. In Maharashtra, they call Aho. Aho Bilmat. See? I don't know in other places what they call. But these two things I know. In North, they call AG. AG means respectful degrading the husband in front of everybody. AG. Hey, gadhe ut. Respectfully. So when you address your husband respectfully, you will never fight. See, friends, and that girl started that. Now their son is in college, grown up. Now also, I said, hey, you are all friends and all that. They address their name, husband with a name. Don't you feel awkward? She says, Swamiji, first when you told us, that time I felt. But now I don't even think that I can call him by name. The net result is I never fight with him. We argue, but we don't fight. This is the meaning. How to dissolve the mind. Because when we respect somebody, mind is dissolving. When we argue something, then mind is becoming stronger. So, amanastadayati, when the mind is dissolved, no more mind, then tada grahya bhave tad agraham. And therefore, there is nothing objective to be received, and therefore, there is no option left. In short, Nirvikalpa Samadhi is give yourself minimum options in life. Lesser the options, more the happiness. Therefore, living at zero complaint level, continuing further, akalpakam ajam jnanam Sneya bhinnam prachakshate Brahma jneyamajam nityam Ajay najam vibudhyate. The wise people, vibudhyate, who akalpakam is without any vikalpa. Vikalpa means option. Now find out. Every word can take you to the truth. Option. Do we have option to say I am or I am not? When there is no option of our absence, is it a necessity to say I am present? So who are we? We are avikalpa jnanam. See? What is the vikalpa jnanam? Waking comes and goes, dream comes and goes, deep sleep comes and goes, samadhi begins and ends. But in and through all the experiences, we continue to be. If we are aware of this, then akalpakam ajam jnanam, then neya abhinnam prachakshate. And this is what is worthy of knowing. This is what is said by the wise people. Bhagavad Gita, again, 15th chapter. See? Mattaha smriti jnanam apohanam cha, and therefore sarvaihi vedaihi ahameva vidya. Therefore, all that is to be known through all the scriptures is only what is this aham. So there are two ahams. Aham means that which cannot be destroyed. Ha means not. Ha means hananam, destruction. Aham. What cannot be destroyed? What it is, it cannot be destroyed. And that which is not also cannot be destroyed. So, all the relations, they are, but they are not. Therefore, neither they are born nor they die. Therefore, akalpakam ajam jnana neya abhinnam prachakshate. This is to be recognized as our essential nature. Brahmajneyam ajam nityam. Now this Brahman, the reality, the unborn, is to be eternally our essential nature. Te ajam vibudhyate. Te ajena ajam vibudhyate. This is known by the one who is that. In short, where knower known difference disappears, that is the divinity. And we told you, in other words, the knowledge without the knower and the known. This is or this is not options. Do we have option? I am or I am not, no options. Therefore, that experience which is beyond options of being or not being is the ultimate truth. Santa Ganeshwar Maharaj, in his composition Amrita Anubhav, I think in the 3rd or 4th chapter, he brings out something out of the world, where he says, Satchit Ananda is a blasphemy. This is an abuse to Paramatma. What a bold statement it is. You say Sat. Do you mean there is something Asat in this world? So, when Sat alone is, why have to refer it by a name? See? Then Chit. Is there something inert in this world? Why to call it Chit? And Ananta. Is it finite? No. Then why you have to call it? Therefore, these words are only noise. And therefore, Maunam Vyakhya, remain silent, but not grousy. Don't disturb. Meditation, switch on. Relax, relax, relax. The eyes tell the quality of the mind. The quality of the mind is reflected on the skin of the body. Doctors may agree or may not agree, but this is truth. And therefore, when this is not happening, then they have to go to makeup. For what? to cover the breakup. Therefore, Brahma Jneyam Ajam Nityam Ajena Ajam Vibhudyate. Therefore, Ajena Ajam Vibhudyate means there is no division between the knower and the known. This is the ultimate to be known. Therefore, Ekameva Ditiya, this is what we are trying to establish. Continue further. Nigruhitasya manasaha निर्विकल्पस्य धीमतः प्रचारस्सतु विज्ञेयः सुषुप्तेन्यो न तत्समः. Now the difference between the deep sleep and the samadhi. What is the difference? Nigruhitasya manasaha and nirvikalpasya manasaha dhimataha. The wise man who has his mind under perfect control, nirodha and nirvikalpa, and there are no vikalpa, there are no agitations of any kind, the experience of this kind of mind is totally different than the deep sleep. Meaning what? He is awake for all practical purposes, but he is not influenced by the world. Ya nisha sarva bhutanam tasyam jagrati sayyami yasyam jagrati bhutani sa nisha pashtato munehe. Sayyami, this is the word. Nigruhitasya manasaha nirvikalpasya dhimataha prachara satu vidneya. This is the ideal for us. We don't have to go to the forest, nowhere. Wherever, whenever, whatever you are, we have to be at peace with ourselves. If we are at peace with ourselves, we will be at peace with the whole world. Otherwise, all the time, goes on in the mind yourself. And it is clearly experienced. You know, it is like the difference between the great Mahatmas and we. When the people go to the great Mahatmas, immediately they feel so much peace and cheer and everything. Aha, what experience. Our Parshuramji Maharaj experienced this thing in front of the great master. But he was agitated. And then you go and stand in front of the stone. There also, the stone is also not agitated. Do we mean the great masters are stones or what? See, living in this very turmoil and yet undisturbed, like a professionally perfect driver. Initially, when somebody learns driving and then they wanted to experiment on me, Swamiji, I have learned driving now. Wherever you have to go, I can take you. I said, okay, come. We went from Andheri, we had to go to Bendi Bazaar. So, when we came halfway at Dadar, that Amma stopped the car. I said, don't stop, we have to go further. Swamiji is such a nice parking lot. You can imagine, are you driving the car to park or what? No, go ahead. No, we'll take taxi and go. But why? You know what was the reply? It is difficult to park there because I can't reverse. Friends, therefore, if we are at peace, nothing can disturb us. That is proximity to the divine. Understand this way. Suppose your house is next to a DJ studio. Without anything, you get free noise whole night. Is it not? In the same manner, if you are near a person who is at peace, undisturbed, just in the very proximity of such Mahatmas, we go, we feel, oh, very nice. What very nice? Because the same thing is creating, like a magnet creates a magnetic field. So those who are agitated, frustrated, anybody goes, Baap re, garam hai, bhago. Therefore, pracharatu savidneya. This state has to be recognized. Sushupte anya na tatsamaha. But the sleep silence is different than the silence that we have when we transcend the mind, although we are functioning through the mind. Liyate hi sushupte tata निगृहीतं न लीयते तदेव निर्भयं ब्रह्म ज्ञानालोकं समन्ततः. Now, what is the difference between the sleep and this samadhi mind? Liyate hi sushupte tat. Tat manaha, that mind is dissolved in the prakriti. See, when you are sitting for your meditation, if your breathing is becoming very deep, then your mind is going back to Prakriti. If your breathing becomes very fast, your mind is getting back to the body identification. But if the mind or the breathing remains slow and shallow, then the mind merges back to consciousness. Therefore, when a person is naturally calm and quiet, he is in tune with the divine. So, liyate hi sushupte tat. Tanmanaha sushupte, in the deep sleep, it goes back to the prakriti. Liyate. Nigruhitam na liyate. But if you are not sleeping, then you are perceiving everything, but nothing is touching you. Example is given, Padma Patramivambasi. Like the lotus leaf is born, maintained, sustained in the waters, but the waters do not touch them. In the same manner, the whole world, Mayeva Sakalam Jatam, is born in me, maintained in me, goes back to me, but I don't get influenced by any one of them. Like the space, supports everything, doesn't get influenced by anything. Like the mirror, reflects everything, but doesn't get influenced by anything. Slowly, slowly, this becomes our mainstay of thinking process. And when this becomes a mainstay of thinking process, then you are at home with yourself in every place. And if you are at home with yourself, you are at home with everyone. Liyate hi sushupte tad nigruhitam na liyate tadeva nirbhayam brahma. That is called as the Brahman. This is what we told you. Experience without experiencer is Brahman. Experiencer is born when there are reactions. Therefore, every opportunity to react is a suggestion by the God, do meditation. Normally what happens? We are in the click world. We want everything to happen with the click of a mouse. No. Think in a different manner. Every experience of our life is a spiritual examination. This is the rule. Every experience of our life is a spiritual examination. And we have to clear and pass every single examination. Now, what is the examination? Opportunity to react, to fight, to become miserable, to condemn, to comment. All these opportunities come. but you don't. Without much efforts, slowly, we remain quiet. That's what I told you, just to make it easy to understand. Energy requirement for talking, for thinking, and for not talking. What a difference it is. But in it is again a vomit it goes. बोलना नहीं चाहिए. And afterwards, we regret. I should not have said. No control. So, liyate hi sushupte tat nigruhitam na liyate. So, the mind is under control. See, if the car is switched off and it is stationary, what is great? The car is moving, it is on the slope, and yet it is steady. Then it is under control. Tadeva nirbhayam brahma jnanalokam samantataha. Therefore, like the substratum is not influenced by the superimposed, the cause is not influenced by the effects. When the ornament is for God, or the ornament is made out of the same material for killing somebody, by both of them, the material is not influenced. We are the same. Slowly, the rule will be understood. Effects cannot influence the cause. But the effects cannot exist without the cause. Therefore, the causeless cause is the reality, and that is the Brahman. Tadeva nirbhayam brahma jnanalokam samantataha. So, nirbhayam brahma. Then there is nothing to be afraid of, anything in this world. Now, after having told this, now what is that Brahman is now indicated in the 36th mantra. Ajam anidram aswapnam anama rupakam arupakam sakrut vibhatam sarvajnyam nopacharak kathanchana. Ajam, unborn, anidram, not sleeping, aswapnam, not dreaming, anamakam, no name, arupakam, no form, sakrut vibhatam sarvajnyam. Only once we have to know this. The finites can be repeated. Infinite cannot be repeated. Now find out what is the finite. Words are finite. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Repeat. Now, what is the infinite? The silence between them is infinite. So, Om Namah Shivaya. Now what we have to learn? That which is present in the absence of anything is the truth. Ajam. Before the sound was born, we are there. When the sound dies, we continue to be there. Meaning presence or absence of anything doesn't make any difference. Now this has to be recognized subjectively, not objectively. Ajam, unborn. None of us have the experience of our birth. Then anidram, that which does not sleep. I think there's something wrong. We always sleep. No, you don't sleep. Who takes care of your digestion, blood circulation? When the body is sleeping, we are talking about that. Oh, I thought you are talking about me. See? Anidram, aswapnam, no imaginations, good or bad, holy or unholy. Then anama kam arupakam. There is no name, there is no form. Therefore, There are Shodasha Samskar, 16 things to be done on a newly born child, and one of them is Nam. And the names are given all funny names. Among the ladies, they give the name Asha, Apeksha, Mamata. These are the unhealthy conditions of the mind. Can you name somebody with a disease? One girl was born to somebody. Swamiji, we are in a fix. What the letter which comes along with the birth? I don't know what that means. So the letter has come D. Now what name we should give on D? A Damru? No, but she's a girl. गर्ल ड से चाहिए लड़की के लिए डिसेंट्री. Therefore, all name, form, all these things pertain to the finite. Sakrut vibhadam sarvajnam. Sakrut, only once. Only one, not many. See? Always say properly Sakrut. Don't say Shakrut. Bengalis, Biharis, then Nepalis, and also the Odisha, they say Sa as Sha. In the first chapter of Gita, there is one verse. Sankaro narakayaiva kulagnanam kulasya. And in the Bengali crowd I was talking. So they were repeating after me. Shankaro narakayaiva. Shankarji bhag gaye. See? Now, the Sa, when it is made, Sakrut, instead of Sakrut means once. Shakrut. Shakrut means fecal material. See the difference. Therefore, Sakrut vibhatam sarvajnyam. That one has to be known only once. No pachara kathanchana. And there is nothing more. Remains to be done thereafter. No upacharam. Nothing to be done thereafter. Again, in the third chapter, Bhagavan Krishna says that Yastvatma ratireva syat atma truptascha manavaha atmannevacha santushtaha tasya karyam na vidyate. Four things. Yastvatma ratireva syat. He who is reveling in his own being, meaning he is never feeling bored of himself. When we feel bored of ourselves, we go and disturb others. Why should I be alone bored? I'll bore you also. Right? So, Atmarati Syat, he who is reveling in his own being. Yes, so Atmarati Revasa, Atmatruptascha Manava. He is full content with him. Nothing to add, nothing to lose. Then, Atmannevacha Santushtaha. Life is fulfilled. There are no loose ends left. For such a master, tasya karyam na vidyate. There are no obligations left for him in this world. That doesn't mean he will simply eat and sleep. No. That is his choice. So, we function in this world under two heads. One is, it is our kartavya. Second is time pass. When you do kartavya, you are talking about the karma phala. But when it's a time pass, then there is no karma phala. See friends, therefore, Sakrut vibhadam sarvanyam nopachara kathanchana. There is nothing left for him to be achieved or protected. That is how the Avdutas are living every moment cheerful and happy. Now, सर्वाभिलाप विगतः सर्वचिंता समुत्थितः Suprashantah Sakrujyotihi Samadhi Rachalo Abhayaha. Now, what is this experience? What should be the practice? First of all, we have to attain first. Sarva Abhilapa Vigataha. Now, Abhilapa talking. Vigataha is no need to talk. There was one boy, maybe 8 or 9 years, in Badrinath, many years before we met him. He was in that cold also, only one dhoti kind of thing, nothing. And all the time, only one word is to say Ram. What's your name? Ram. Where are you from? Ram. Have you taken food? Ram. Nothing else. So, Sarva Avilapa Vigataha. Therefore, we have to understand this. Gossiping should be suspended. Then what should we do? We can do only what we are expert. Friends. Sarva Avilapa Vigataha. Then Sarva Chinta Samuttitaha. So, Abhilapa Vigataha means what? In the waking world, don't get involved in anything about anybody. Number one. Then Sarva Chinta Samuttitaha. Don't go on worrying about the whole world. I don't know what will happen. My son is there, my daughter is there. They have not called me for 2 days. I hope they are all right. Friends, what our man can think negative, even our enemy cannot think that much negative. Enemy will think, I'll see that he doesn't get the job. Or might we think, I think he might have come under a truck and the truck must have walked over this. And the phone comes, oh, you are outside the truck. Therefore, Sarva Chinta Samuttitaha. All the time worry. Enough, yaar, enough. Stop that. Then Suprashantaha. Suprashantaha means the silence does not add anything to his peace and the noise does not create any disturbance. We are at peace everywhere, in every situation. Suprashanta. So Suprashanta therefore means what? He has gone beyond the deep sleep. Then Sakru Jyotihi. See? Sakru Jyoti means ever alert. These 3 things I told you. Quiet, alert and vigilant. Sakru Jyoti, ever alert. Like the dog. You see, when the dogs sleep, they are so alert. So, Sakru Jyotihi and Samadhihi Achalaha Abhayaha. And he is Samadhi Swarupa. What is Samadhi? Samadhi is when our mind stops running in places, in objects, and in time. These are the 3 areas where our mind runs. Either it runs from one place to another place, or it runs from one object to another object, one person to another person. And it runs all the time, this way, that way, sometime past, sometime future. So, when the mind stops running in the places, in objects, or being, or persons, and in times, when these 3 things are 100% controlled, that is called as Samadhi. At a superficial level of understanding. The real meaning of Samadhi, in Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter, Bhagavan Krishna say this word Samadhi. See? Samadha vachala buddhi tada yogam avapsyasi. So there the meaning of Samadhi is Samyak adhiyate yasmin tat Samadhi. That which includes everything without getting disturbed. That is called Samadhi. So our essential nature is Samadhi and it is Achalaha Abhayaha. It cannot be corrupted, it will never be disturbed. And therefore Abhayaha. Fear comes only because of a sense of otherness. It's not only human beings who have the fear of otherness. Even the animals have the fear of otherness. Whenever there is otherness, there is a fear. Therefore, this experience is this. First, Sarva Abhilapa Vigataha, unwanted talking is stopped, waking world you have conquered. Then Sarva Chinta, Sarva Chinta Asamuttita, all the unwanted thinking and worrying about is dropped. And then Suprashantaha, always at peace, alert and vigilant. Sakru Jyoti, it is never half an hour meditation and rest of the day frustration. No. We have to live in meditation 24/7. Nitya Prakashaha. In Samadhi, he is abiding in one's essential nature and Achalaha Abhayaha. Undisturbed, fearless. Fear is that of death. There are 6 causes of fear. And where the fear is absent, that experience is called as heaven, Swarga. Swarge loke, in the heavens, na bhayam kinchanasti. There is no fear. Fear about what? Jara mrityu, old age and death. It's a reference to body. Swarge loke na bhayam kinchanasti. Then Shudha pipase. For the pranamaya kosha, it is hunger and thirst. And for the manomaya kosha, it is the shoka moho. So swarge loke na bhayam kinchanasti, na tatra tam na jaraya bibeti, ubhe tirtva ashanaya pipase, shokati go modate swarga loke. This fearlessness is the symptom that we are now at peace with the whole world. You have nothing to worry. You are abiding in the truth. Now we continue, 38th verse. Graho na tatra notsarga Chinta yatra na vidyate Atma samstam tadajnanam Ajatim samatam gatam Graho na tatra. Graho agraha, obsession. Na, where there is nothing that you can think about. See, there are 2 things. Patanjali says, Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Stop all thoughts. We are not in favor of that. Then, let the thoughts come. We are not influenced by the thoughts. Therefore, Graho na tatra. Then, Notsargaha, Chinta. And there is no unwanted imagination thinking about if I go to heaven, then what language they talk there. But they talk Sanskrit. Oh, therefore, Swamiji was telling you should know Sanskrit. So one person learned Sanskrit. Asked him, why you want to learn Sanskrit? If I go to heaven, I will not have problem. He has already planned to go to heaven. Then plan B. Therefore, graho na tatra notsarga chinta yatra na vidyate. There are no worries. Na kuch lena, na kuch chhodna hai. Each and every mantra is so powerful if you get it, what it means. See? So, Chinta yatra na vidyate. Then Atma samstam sada tada jnanam. Then the person who is abiding in his essential nature, then he attains that knowledge which is uncreated knowledge. Therefore, we are emphasizing Why meditation should not be done? Whatever is done is created, and whatever is created ends. Therefore, don't do meditation. We have to remain in meditation. Meditation is therefore not a verb, it is a noun. So, Atma Sastam Tada Jnanam, and therefore, Jnanam Ajatim Samatam Gatam. This mind now merges in the Absolute. So, Absolute Chaitanya, first fall Chaitana, second fall mind, third fall sense organs, fourth fall worldly objects. Sadhana, from the objects to sense organs to mind, mind to Chaitana, Chaitana to Chaitanya. Remember this. And my friends, nobody can help us in this. We have to work ourselves. Atma Sastam Tada Jnanam. So we abide in our own being. Ajatim Samatam Gatam. So the mind dissolves in the equanimity, the reality, the Paramatma. That is our essential nature. This is called Asparsha Yoga. Asparsha Yogo Vainama Durdarsha Sarva Yogi Bihi Yogino Bibyati Yasmat Abhaye Bhayadarshinaha. Now this experience is what? Asparsha Yoga. Like the space. Space is going through Asparsha Yoga. So many things are there, nothing touches. We are also in the same state, Asparsha Yoga. So many satsanga have come and gone. Huh? Even this is not heard. The real Asparsha Yoga. Asparsha Yoga hi naam. Asparsha means what? We are not running, we are very much in the midst of the chaos and crowd, and yet nothing disturbs us. Asparsha Yoga. Then, Durdarshaha Sarva Yogi Bhi. But all these yogi, for them it is very difficult, Durdarsha. Because too many do's and don'ts. You also must have attended so many camps and all that. How many rules and regulations are there? You should have a group, so many people, and you are the head of the group. And then you should conduct the discussion, what you have learned. And that group fellow, he thinks, no, I have appointed guru. And thereafter, you are completely destroyed. Relax, man. Relax. Is so important. Therefore, Asparsha Yoga vi nama Durdarsha Sarva Yogi. We have to go beyond do's and don'ts. Yogino bibhyati yasmat. But they are extremely afraid. Why? How did they suppose everything is over? Then who will conduct my classes? Hare Rama. Yogino bibhyati asmat. He asmat abhaye bhayadarshinaha. They are afraid. What will happen if I start floating, doing the yoga? What will happen? That depends where you are sitting. Suppose you are sitting below the fan and the fan is running. Suppose you are sitting below the tree, you hang to the tree. क्या हो गया? Yogi. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa asked one person who came to him, and nobody bothered him. So, to get attention, so people looked at him. Oh, you are there, very good. So, Thakurji asked, how did you come? Where from you came? I came from the other side of Ganges. From there, how did you come? I walk on the water. So all the devotees, Thakur Masta. He said, how many years it took for you to learn to walk on the water? I had done yoga for 25 years. Oh. After 25 years, your achievement is you can walk on the water. Hey, do Anna, take a boat and come. You wasted 25 years to get to Anna. Therefore, this is Asparsha Yoga. You are untouched by anything like the space. Space doesn't run away anywhere. Now we don't have to do anything. Isn't our vision is living in Asparsha Yoga? See friends, Asparsha Yoga is, that is our essential nature. We don't have to do anything. Just be. But when we become a yogi, then we expect so many things should happen. And therefore, Asparsha yogo vai nama durdarsha sarva yoga. They will never understand. ऐसा नहीं होता, meditation करना चाहिए. But बैठो. Yogina bibyati yasmad. And what is the reality? Abhaye. In this infinite, fearless bhayadarshinaha, that Paramatma becomes a source of fear for them. Friends, whatever you get will be lost. Simple thumb rule. Whatever is can never be lost. Childhood we get lost. Teenager we got lost. Middle age we got lost. Swamiji, stop. Okay. Don't go further. We want to continue. Abhaye darshinaha. Now, manaso nigrahayattama abhayam sarvayoginam dukkha prabodhascha apyakshaya shantirevacha. Now, for all the yogis, sarva yoginam, see, first abhaya, freedom from any kind of fear. Then dukkha kshaya, all miseries disappear. Then the third is prabodha. You have recognized your divine nature. And how it is? Akshaya shanti, undisturbed peace. And all of them are under the control of the mind. And they keep on struggling only with the mind. They do not drop the mind and they don't transcend the mind. Further concluding session will complete whatever is remaining. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.